everyone. The fourth annual PADI Aware Week officially ends tomorrow. And of course, I was eager to talk with a representative of the foundation to have an overview of the achievements and future projects. So welcome and thank you for joining me, Jack Fishman.
Thank you so much for having me.
PADI Aware Foundation is the baby of PADI and Project Aware. Could you kick us off by telling us why it was created, apart from the obvious relation of conserving the ocean?
Yeah, absolutely. PADI Aware is the accumulation of all of the work that Project Aware has been doing and PADI has been doing as our major partner, our main partner, the partner when it comes to the dive industry and conservation. So for more than 25 years, Project Aware started as a project, I think, as you might know, and then for those listening and that conservation grew and that community grew and grew to become more passionate along with the PADI community and the dive community at large. So as we move forward to the future with a greater commitment to conservation through our journey with the Decade of Ocean Action, which I'm sure we'll talk more about, and all the new types of conservation actions we're going to be taking part of for local action to make global impact, working with the dive community at large is going to be an amazing journey. That reason we have partnered directly with PADI to not only jumpstart, but really fuel this mission ahead, not only in just the next couple of years, but in the next 10 years and more.
One of the most important and emphasized programs that you have is the PADI Torchbearers. Your goal is to get 1 billion torchbearers from around the world. So you need to be at least 16, and that I found out when I tried to register. So what can people who are younger do? Can they do the dive against debris and record their trash or participate in any other way?
That's a great question. And I think whether you know and many others who may want to know, becoming a diver is something we can start at quite an early age. You can try diving at 8 years old and then become more formalized as we move to 10 and 11. And we're really excited because we've actually made it easier than ever for young people to get involved with diving against debris. Actually at 11 and 12 years old, you can start to participate as in a diving against debris. And there's all sorts of ways, depending on your comfort in the water, of course, with the supervision of a proper PADI professional, but this idea that you can still accomplish the dive against debris if you're still learning and you still feel like you want to build your scuba diving skills, we understand. Maybe your role on that cleanup dive would be more scouting along with the PADI professionals looking for debris in the water and the sea floor. So maybe you're more of a scout, while some of the more advanced divers and people with higher level skills, depending on their experience. Of course, I've met young people who have the most amazing dive skills and sometimes blowing these adults out of the water. I think we know this. Nothing beats the excitement of working with young people. And in my experience as instructor, it's one of my favorite things to do to inspire those to take action.
So the Dive Against Debris and Citizen Scientist program has collected more than 1.5 million pieces of rubbish beneath the surface. What kind of science will people support by recording their data of the trash in their area?
The simple answer is we started this program in 2011. And so as you'd imagine, we hit that 1 million mark, that amazing milestone from 2011 to 2018 in about early, I'd say like first or second quarter of that year. So early on. And that's a testament of people's work for almost 7 years. But now, here we are coming to the end of 2021, if we can all believe it, and we're nearly, crossing the threshold of another million accomplished. And that effort is a huge testament to the dive industry at large, because all of this data comes specifically from the seafloor, which means divers are the ones doing it. They're literally going underwater and they're removing the marine debris and reporting it to our database, which is the world's largest marine debris database. And PADI and PADI Aware have taken that enthusiasm, run it to make these mission hubs, these centers who are able to get more materials, more training to dive against debris. And what we're seeing is this massive influx of desire from PADI dive centers across the globe and PADI Aware staff like myself and the rest of the team working really hard to deliver that training through the system. So you see 7 years to take 1 million and then roughly less than 3 to hit the next, which is an incredible testament to how much conservation matters. And as you were saying, the young people have been playing a huge role in that as well. It's been a really exciting journey. We are actually at the threshold of speaking at this moment to get our second scientific paper published, which is an amazing accomplishment between our partners with the Ocean Conservancy and another organization called CSIRO. Organizations in the scientific community at a very high policy level working to analyze the marine debris reported by the divers in the PADI Aware community. And that data is being used to showcase some of the discrepancies and the differences between what we might find on a beach cleanup and what we actually find on the seafloor. So if you ever wanted to know for real, what is the comparison between what I'll find on a beach cleanup, I think we could all answer that off the top of our head sometimes with plastic, things like that. But what we're actually finding in the ocean is different. And that may be a little bit obvious at times, but also this scientific data truly makes a case for the first and wonderful times that we're able to explore this. So it's a really exciting time. There's only more advancements like that to come with citizen science.
So one of the key ways people can help support PADI Aware is through funding and donations. How does PADI Aware use these funds?
Absolutely. And during Aware Week, it's been a part of the theme to help educate people about why fundraising is PADI Aware and the Decade of Ocean Action, and supporting this blueprint for ocean action that PADI and PADI Aware have committed to. And the funding truly goes to advancing those programs. Really, just to run through them quite quickly, our goal is to tackle marine debris, just like we were talking about, by reducing marine debris in 50% by targeted countries by 2030. Another thing that we're hoping to tackle is protecting 30% of the ocean, or at least a significant part of it, rather. Let's not quote that specific percentage, but working hard to protect what we love by protecting marine protected areas. Then going to our sharks and rays protection, which is somewhat of our bread and butter, working hard with partners to protect 20 vulnerable shark and ray species as well. And working hard as well, then moving into the coral restoration realm to restore 5% of coral reef habitats. And then once again, we all know one of the biggest issues we're facing is climate change and carbon neutrality. So we're working on restoration when it comes to seagrass and mangroves, and creative ways to invest in our coastlines and areas that are carbon sinks that will help us make a better future, and also work with supply chains to improve that over time.
My favorite animals are sharks, and I was so glad to see that one of the goals from the very beginning is the sharks and rays conservation, as you said. Why did you pick these two animals?
Sharks and rays were a natural fit to get the world's attention and to come into that realm. Of course, as divers, we encounter them quite a bit in different, unique, and awesome environments. So part of that makes it easy. And then, of course, from the policy level, we're working hard with different organizations. We're also working hard to protect sharks and bringing that together through the voice of the dive community.
A frame that you are very successfully working towards, as you stated earlier, is your blueprint for ocean action. And I would like to focus on one especially that I'm not familiar with, the multiplication of marine protected areas. I'm not sure how many we have here, if we have any, but I'm definitely intrigued to know more. One of the ways you're working towards this is through collaborating with other organizations. Who are they, and how does it help this goal?
Yeah. In terms of the other organizations, we're working hard on partnerships mainly with dive communities and some other higher level organizations that will come with more information in the future. But when it comes to the ethos, the essence of what this one means, I can definitely speak to that. And adopting a dive site, this is a program we've had in the past and we hope to bring back in the future. But more, it's about this idea that if you love a place, you'll protect it. And so once again, let's come back to the point of perspective of many dive centers across the globe in so many different environments. Those who are around lakes, those who are around coastal areas by the ocean, rivers, streams, right? We know that, for example, rivers from inland sources can bring the vast majority of debris issues, like the tip of an iceberg, into the ocean environments. So by tackling and working with dive centers and people who are passionate about the ocean, again, beyond just the realm of divers we're talking, we can tackle the issues on the inland sources, in the freshwater areas that lead to the saltwater, and of course the ocean itself. So really, this is a goal, this is a commitment to building support programs that will make it easier than ever to protect what you love.
A lot of the work that you do involves the community, and with the recent pandemic, how has it affected all the programs and data that would normally be filled up by the divers?
That is a great question. And so my role, just to clarify once again, and again, my role at PADI Aware is called the Community Conservation Officer. So that's exactly what I usually do. I work directly with the dive centers. You couldn't tell, I love diving. And bringing that back to the work that we do with PADI Aware and sharing the updates with the relevant regional staff at PADI so that we can create this interconnected network of ocean activists, passionate professional divers, whether they be instructors or just dive businesses looking to capitalize on this. And so, yes, I'm not going to lie, it's been a little bit tough at times during this, again, different things that we've all been faced. But people have really gotten creative in such amazing ways, whether they were, required to be locked down in a specific time frame or a specific place, or tourism wasn't allowed in. That didn't stop people from expressing their passion, going out to their front door. As we said, we like to protect the places we love, and people stay in these places just as a testament to how much they love what they're doing and how much they love the ocean environments, and how easily it is for PADI and PADI Aware to support that passion in turn. But again, have the numbers been affected? I could say certainly that's something to look at. But when you look at the numbers, you still see quite a significant amount. And that consistency, that dedication to citizen science, it's still only increasing. So, has there been some lulls and some different things? I think we've all faced that. But what's amazing is that people are still out there working hard, getting creative, and staying safe, of course, staying safe, to make sure that they can do what they love and protect the ocean planet alongside it.
What is something you would recommend people to do now while they're stuck at home to help?
Excellent question. So if you're at home right now and you may be watching this, or you want to be involved, there's lots of ways to really get the process started. I think this is a great time to start planning that out, to begin an opportunity, a journey, if you will, of creating new avenues and opportunities to get involved. So again, if you're younger and you're not quite ready to be a diver, but your family might be excited about it, find your local dive center wherever you are in the world. I guarantee you'll be able to do that. And there's another tool called the PADI Dive Shop Locator, which does exactly that. So maybe you just wanted to know where the closest dive center was. Use the PADI Dive Shop Locator, and they can teach you things like the Project Aware Specialist, which will, again, be focusing on our Blueprint for Ocean Action in the future. But right now, there are courses, there are programs you can take at any age, at any moment, over Zoom, like we are right now. You can actually participate in the Dive Against Debris knowledge reviews. Even though you may not be able to go on the dive quite yet, you can still have a very important and educational lesson with a local dive center professional who gets to share their passion with you. And they could be anywhere on earth, depending on where you want to go in the future. And they can complete that with you for certificates, experience. And again, anyone can get involved with those knowledge developments. And then when you're a diver, or you're able to be so, you can just do the dives when you're able to, of course, when it's safe.
We are currently right now 24 hours away from finishing the PADI Aware Week for this year. How has it gone in your opinion, especially through these difficult times? Was it as successful as the normal days? Was the energy the same?
Yeah, I think the energy has been palpable. And I think right now, as you can tell from your enthusiasm, which I truly admire, by the way, people are looking to get involved. People want to take actions, and there's a lot of different ways to do that. And so I think this week has shown truly that effort is not stopping. I think that's what we're seeing, right? People are getting creative, like we talked about, whether it be doing it safely within the confines of their restrictions, or of course working with their local communities, given how safe and the current standards might be where they are. But what we're seeing is a global impact. And I just wanted to reiterate that, because I'm going through some of the critical marine debris data that's being submitted for this week, and seeing surveys from all over. And it is just the most exciting experience, going through the numbers and seeing people in the comment section sharing, we're so happy to be participating in Aware Week. We're so excited to be able to submit data. We're so excited to be able to go diving. And then, we're here waiting and ready at PADI Aware to give them with these new tools we talked about, and this new support to this Decade of Ocean Action, to really bring that enthusiasm.
Well, thank you so much for joining me a bit last minute. My bad, Jack. PADI Aware is doing some incredible work, bringing a passionate community of divers and non-divers, and as they say, turning passion into purpose. As a member of this great community, I wish you many more Aware Weeks to come, and hope you get your 1 billion torchbearers. I will be one of them eventually. Stay safe, and thank you for joining me again. Bye.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Wonderful.
Thank you for watching today's interview. I don't have much left to add other than make sure to check out their social media and website. Get inspired, get involved, use the tools, and a happy PADI Aware Week. I hope you enjoyed. As always, take care and stay safe. Bye.
Thank you for supporting the Aware Foundation. Thank you for supporting conservation and investing in our ocean's future. Thanks to you, we've achieved some incredible conservation victories over the past 30 years. We've granted over $5 million in research and community action for ocean protection, educated over 30,000 students around the globe on critical ocean issues, removed and reported over 2 million pounds of debris from underwater environments, closed loopholes in shark finning bans, and secured global protections for tens of shark and ray species. Today, to realize our mission of achieving balance between humanity and the ocean, we have an ocean blueprint that will drive measurable change over the next decade. To rid the oceans of marine debris, increase marine protected areas, protect endangered and vulnerable marine species, accelerate coral reef recovery, and address climate change. To accelerate coral reef recovery and restoration, we will restore 5% of coral reef habitats through citizen science programs and project funding over the next decade. With the help of the AWARE community, we'll protect 20 vulnerable shark and ray species by deploying in-country conservation campaigns. Together, we'll reduce and offset the carbon footprint of the diving industry by achieving carbon neutrality across the organization and fund seagrass habitats to offset carbon. We plan to reduce marine debris by 50% in targeted countries through partnerships and direct support. We're also going to multiply the number of marine protected areas and protect 30% of the ocean through partner collaboration and the expansion of the Adopt a Dive Site program. Thank you for standing with the Foundation and making ocean protection a priority.